We have some more transfer news to discuss in today's video as a deal is imminent. We will go over this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Kieran Tierney's emotional return to Celtic Park didn't just move the fans in the stands, it stirred a wave of nostalgia and pride among his former teammates too. When Celtic posted official footage of Tierney stepping back onto the Paradise turf during the 4-0 friendly win over Newcastle United, social media lit up, and among the thousands reacting were some very familiar names. Moussa Dembele and Scott Sinclair, both key players in Brendan Rodgers' iconic Invincible side, were quick to drop emojis under the post, making it clear they were watching and loving the moment. But it was former Celtic centre-back Eric Sviatchenko who captured the emotion best, commenting simply, "Goosebumps." It's a one-word reaction that encapsulates what Tierney's return means to those who shared the pitch with him during one of the most iconic seasons in modern Celtic history. Kieran Tierney, who admits his Celtic Park welcome, left him emotional after he returned to action in Saturday's friendly win over Newcastle. The 2016 to 2017 Invincible season remains etched in the memory of supporters. It was a campaign defined by brilliance, unity, and an unbreakable bond between the players and fans. Tierney, then a fearless young fullback from the academy, was central to that success, as were Dembele, Sinclair, and Sviatchenko. To see those players now showing their appreciation for his return highlights something important. The lasting connection they have not only with Tierney but with Celtic itself. It's rare in modern football to witness genuine affection between past and present, especially on social media where gestures can often feel performative. But there was nothing forced about the reactions from Tierney's old teammates. These were heartfelt responses from players who clearly still care deeply about the club and the people in it. Tierney's comeback has already sparked major excitement among supporters, but this latest moment offers something even more poignant. It's a reminder that Celtic, the club, the fans, the legacy, leaves its mark, and that the Invincibles, despite having moved on in their careers, still bleed green and white. Now for the main story, as Marco Tilio's forgettable spell at Celtic is all but over. The winger has completed a move to SK Rapid Vienna in a deal that includes a key purchase clause. The 23-year-old Australian has joined the Austrian Bundesliga side on loan, but it's not just a standard temporary switch. The agreement includes an obligation to buy, but only kicks in if Tilio makes 20 competitive starts for Rapid. Should that threshold be met, the Austrian club will pay €1.5 million to make the move permanent. In the meantime, Rapid are paying €400,000 as a loan fee for the player. It's a structured exit that allows Celtic to claw back some value after a move that never got going. Tilio leaves Parkhead having made just 28 minutes of first-team appearances, spread across two brief cameos, 1 minute in a 1-1 draw against Motherwell and 27 minutes in a 4-1 win over Hibs. A combination of injuries and squad competition meant the Aussie never came close to breaking into Brendan Rodgers' plans. Despite arriving with promise as another project signings, he failed to make any impact in Glasgow. Tilio had impressed in the A-League with Melbourne City, where his pace and flair caught the eye and did so again during his loan spell there last season. Rodgers briefly spoke about Marco's conditioning when he first came to Celtic and how he struggled to match the intensity of his teammates in training. The step up proved too steep and he now gets a fresh chance to reset his career in Austria. For Celtic, this is another case of cutting losses on a player who didn't fit the system or the moment. The 20-game clause is the crux of the deal. If Tilio earns a regular spot in the Rapid lineup, Celtic will bank a decent return. If not, it's a clean break after a frustrating year. The focus now turns to what lessons the club takes from these misfires, especially with more incomings expected before the window closes. In other news, Brendan Rodgers has made his stance clear to the Celtic board as the club continues its summer rebuild. With just 2 weeks until the league opener against St Mirren at Celtic Park and the Champions League playoff round not far off, the Irishman has stressed the need for more signings. Celtic confirmed the signing of Shin Yamada earlier today, adding to the arrivals of Callum Osmond and Benjamin Nygren already brought in this summer. But while all three show promise, none would be considered marquee signings. Rodgers quickly shifted focus to the need for attacking players who can deliver right away. Over the past 13 months, Celtic have lost 3 major attacking players, Kyogo Furuhashi, Nicholas Kuhn and Matt O'Reilly, all of who played a major part in the Hoops attack. Rodgers didn't hide the fact he wants replacements brought in. Rodgers said this: "I think it's bringing goals to the squad. When you've just scored 4 goals, that area seems to be okay. But we lost an important player in January in Kyogo. We've lost Nicholas Kuhn and even Matt O'Reilly last summer. That's a lot of goals. Even though we scored a lot of goals last season, we still want more, and our ambition is to have more. I think all across the front areas, we have to be active in order to give us that depth. By the end of the window, I would expect us to have brought in players in certain areas of the pitch that we need for a very long season. Any coach would love to have them in at the beginning on the first day of pre-season, but we all know how the market works. As long as they're here by the end of August, and obviously in some areas we'd like them sooner, we'll be able to see the squad that we have and take it from there," he concluded. Rodgers' words carry weight, not just because of his track record, but because of the timing. Pre-season has shown positive signs, but he clearly feels the squad still lacks enough firepower up front to deal with the demands ahead. With Champions League qualifiers set to shape Celtic's short-term European hopes, the push for new signings has become even more urgent. Rodgers knows how the window works, but he's made it clear what he wants. Now it's down to the board. Whether they meet his demands over the next few weeks remains to be seen, but the message from the manager couldn't be clearer. New attacking players are needed, and soon. Lastly, Kieran Tierney made his long-awaited return to Celtic Park on Saturday afternoon, and the reaction from the Hoops faithful was nothing short of thunderous. Fan footage circulating online captured the moment the fullback stepped onto the pitch in the second half of Celtic's 4-0 pre-season win over Newcastle United. The roar that followed his introduction was spine-tingling, a wall of noise echoing through the east end of Glasgow as one of their own pulled on the green and white once again. It was Tierney's first outing at Paradise in well over 5 years, having left the club in 2019 for Arsenal in a record-breaking move. And though this was only a friendly, the moment carried all the emotion of a major competitive clash. For the fans in attendance, it was personal, a prodigal son returning home. The 27-year-old didn't hide his emotion after the game, taking to social media to thank the support that welcomed him back so emphatically. "Wow, what a feeling, thank you so much. That was special," Tierney posted, a short message that summed up a long-awaited moment of connection between player and supporters. Saturday's scenes were a glimpse into what awaits when he makes his full competitive return. Set for Flag Day against St Mirren at the beginning of August. That Premiership opener will see a packed Celtic Park witness his first meaningful minutes since 2019. If the reaction against Newcastle is anything to go by, the noise levels next month could shake the place to its foundations. Brendan Rodgers will be pleased with how Tierney slotted in during the cameo appearance, showing sharpness and hunger and setting up Celtic's fourth for Liam Scales. The fullback looks ready to make an impact from the off, and the fans are more than ready to embrace him all over again. Tierney's return has injected a feel-good factor into Celtic's summer, and judging by the volume inside Paradise, it's only just beginning. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to the channel for more Celtic content.